up very soon, like next week, I believe. So I decided to do this video. I don't know why my controller settings, which is very annoying that they have a different controller. That's another thing I don't like about this game, is that they have different controller settings for online play and offline play, which is bizarre to me. And I just checked my controller settings for offline, and for whatever reason, my medium kick is set correctly, but I go to practice mode because I wanted to show something that I thought was pretty interesting, considering that a lot of people struggle with like fighting against Zangief. And you know, I wanted to show. I believe he can't drive impact or even combo off of any low attack except for crouching light kick. And that's only because crouching light kick combos into crouching jab, which does combo into, you know, can drive impact. You know, you can drive impact. So in other words, what I'm saying is, you know, if he goes, like, if he's at, first of all, when I play Zangief players, I try to, you know, I try to like just take away his strongest option, which in my opinion is, you know, his command grab. So like, as long as you stand outside of that range, which I usually consider to be like crouching medium kick range, you know, he's too close. And it sucks for my main character in Street Fighter 6, which is Kimberly, because every mistake that I make with that character leaves me in command grab range. And it's like not the easiest thing to do. So like, she probably has the worst matchup against Zangief. You know, probably only next to Manat. But the only thing with Manat is that Manat also could command grab Zangief. So like, it's not that bad. Like, Kimberly doesn't really have, well, she could air command grab Zangief. I've caught players with the EX command grab in the air, and like, you know, it's not recommended because, you know, if you're trying to do an air to air, the only time it's recommended is with Kimberly to do that is if you jump in the air first. You'll be able to get the command grab, you know, a better chance to land that command grab. Because if you try to jump after them, I think I have landed it after though, but basically that's a tip that I have to say is like, I noticed that I was thinking about like, cause you know, don't get me wrong, I do good against Zangief players with Kimberly. I have not won every single Zangief match. I consider myself like a real good Zangief destroyer. Like I'm one of the few people that could go toe to toe with Zangief and end up on top. But that's just because I have a lot of experience playing Street Fighter. So basically what I'm saying is if block everything high with Zangief, I'm actually playing Zangief to demonstrate what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, you could just basically drive impact every low attack that he does, with the except, I would never try to drive impact if he did crouching light kick. All right, let me see. I'm gonna just see if crouching medium kick can be drive impactable. I mean, all right, all right. Alright, it's kind of laggy. You know, it's weird. I'm used to those attacks missing, and now they're actually landing. Those high attacks used to only be high attacks. Alright, he can't drive impact his crouching medium kick, so I'm right. Every low attack that he does, you could just... Okay. I'm not even a true Zangief main, and I'm still being able to outplay this guy. Oh my god. Oh, come on, I grabbed. I commit. Oh my god! I did the same thing. I might lose that. Dude, he cannot lariat into that. That's bizarre. That's fucking absurd. I lost the round though. I tried, guys. I'm not a true Zangief main, but you saw me going toe to toe with him. But like I said, like if he basically does any low sweep or low medium, you could basically drive impact him. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't believe that. I hopped that. Oh my god, bruh. Fuck, man. Oh, man. Alright, like I said, you know, you can't drive impact any of his low attacks. I'm just messing around with Zangief right now. I'm not, like, the best Zangief player. Neither is this guy. Oh my god. Of course. Oh my god, bro, come on now. Oh man.
This is your last try. Let's go.
If you actually had to be good with Zangief, like you actually had to be a good player, you would never win, man. Ever. If this guy ever had to be good with Zangief, he would never win. He just fucking grabbed me out of the running barrier, huh? See right there, that's a prime example right there. He caught me with it though. Oh, come on, man!
Round 2. Fight. The sweet spot.
Oh man. Dog, you're such a fucking scrub, dog. I swear to God. You are the prime example of a fucking scrub, dog. Like, it's mind-boggling to me that Capcom, like, isn't just intelligent enough to just make the game right the way it should be. You know? Oh, come on! That's ridiculous right there. Oh man, I feel like his jump is like too slow, man. Oh my God, man! Fuck, man! I should have won that fucking round, man! I made the right moves there, dog! This game is such a yo, this game is so poorly fucking designed, dog. Like, he wall splatted there, but then, like, I didn't even have enough time to fucking evaluate the situation and do anything about it. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Round 2. Fight.
I hopped that one. Oh man, wow. I'm so fucking impressed. I'm so impressed that after dominating him for 3 minutes, he lands one fucking move in the super and almost basically steals the round from me. Oh, come on. EX Lariat has to be grabbed there. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. You're gonna give him a command grab after a fucking overhead? You're gonna give him a free command grab after an overhead? Dude, Capcom USA, never port another Japanese fucking Street Fighter, man. These Japanese don't know what the fuck they're doing, man. Dude, that's the one Zangief combo I cannot land. They make that too hard to do, man. I'm not saying it shouldn't be in the game. I think that's pretty cool it's in the game. Yeah, that should have worked. See, standing hard kick from Zangief, that should be drive impact. You should be able to drive impact after that. Like, drive impact shouldn't even be in the game. It shouldn't. See, that time I did it. I don't care if he plays, dog. I'm not a fucking grade A Zangief player. He should be winning. I disagree with that how being safe on block, to be honest. Finally get around. I'm trying to get at least one match on him because I know I'm a better player. Oh, come on! Oh, come on, man! What the fuck, man? I clearly hit Lariat there! I clearly hit him with EX Lariat, man! Oh my god, that's so corny. That's so not fair, dog. Oh my god, what the fuck is that? I did overhead on him and he fucking lit. Bro, I'm sorry, but right there, that's not fucking talent, dog. Look at that. Can't even get a decent fucking combo in this game, dog. Oh, of course not. Of course not. Of course I can't get the fucking win with a fucking command grab after a fucking wall splat. This is why I fucking hate this game, man. The Japanese do not know how to make a fucking fighting game, dog. They're fucking trash. They don't even know how to make their own logic fucking work. Look at that, you have to go for a fucking combo. Look at that, everything's out of range. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Oh man, wow, I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed with the scrub that could get grabs. I should have got that. But you gotta give me shit like that, dog. Dude, I hopped it. I didn't hop that one, I'm not gonna lie, but the first one I did, dog. Dude, I'm sorry, but the combos for this fucking character have to be tweaked, man. He has to be able to go jab into medium punch easier after drive rush, man. That ain't even right, man. Oh my god, man. Of course he did. I did forward knee, he grabbed me out of it? Oh my god, this game is fucking whack, man. I'm sorry, bro. It's hard. It's hard to recommend this game, dog. It really is. It really is. Everything is either missing or just does not work good enough, easy enough. Of course, a crouching medium kick. See, that should not even be a... That command grab... First of all, command grabs like that shouldn't even be in the game. If this guy actually had to be a good player and land combos and shit, he would never win. He would never win. I did not win one Zangief mirror match. I'm sorry, guys. That's not my main character, so I don't make a big deal about it. About losing. This character, in my opinion, any command grab character in Street Fighter is not designed the right way. He really isn't. It really isn't. Him being able to charge that back hard punch, that should not even be in the game. It should be an unsafe hard punch, just like all the rest. It should come out the fastest way possible, you know what I mean? But it should be unsafe on block. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Capcom USA, if you want people to support your company and to fucking play your games, you don't do what you're doing in Street Fighter 6. Because for me as a fan, it makes it real hard for me to ever go and buy anything else you guys make. You should be lucky that I even bought Dragon's Dogma for PlayStation 2, for PlayStation 5. Dragon's Dogma 2? You guys should be even happy I bought that. With how bad your fucking community service and your developers have been with Street Fighter 6. Like, it makes it how bad of a job you're doing with Street Fighter, which is like the only game that you guys make that has high replay value, and Marvel vs. Capcom, you guys are not doing anything about it. Like, in my eyes, this game has been out for a long time, and you guys still haven't fixed some of the biggest issues in the game. You know what I'm saying? And as a longtime fan, I'm like very offended that you guys leave the game like that. Like Zangief being able to do that jumping hard kick and then bounce off of you and then get an air grab, that should not even be in the game. I'm sorry, but that shouldn't even be in the game. He should not be able to do a jumping hard kick and then bounce back to fucking neutral and like act as if it never happened. Like that Zangief player right there has no chance of beating me when I'm using my main character. Like, so I don't want his ego to get to his head and think that he actually has a chance against a good player like me using his main character. Playing Zangief. Because he might be able to get away with it on some inexperienced Zangief players like me, but against a real good player, he has no chance, dog. That character, in my opinion, is trash, and no one should even be using him, because his combo game is fucking garbage. His combo game is garbage. I mean, he has little to no options. Like, as you saw, I went jab, drive rush, tried to land a medium punch, I couldn't even land that. And like, that's like his main go-to combo. It's like medium punch, medium punch, medium punch. And that little down, medium kick, like that hits 2 or 3 times, take that shit out, man. That's not even right, dog. Stop trying to turn it into Mortal Kombat. Stop trying to turn Street Fighter into Mortal Kombat, man. The reason why drive rush is a problem in Street Fighter is because all the moves, like, you even saw Zangief's back hard punch. Look how fucking fast that is. That's his fucking hard punch. That's his haymaker punch. And it's still fucking lightning fast. Street Fighter is too fucking fast. And that's why drive rush is a problem in Street Fighter. It shouldn't even be in the game. If it's going to be in the game, then when a player makes a mistake and drive rushes at an inappropriate time, like outside of a combo, it should be way easier to counter anything they try after that. So in other words, you get no free pressure, you only get free combo extensions. Then I would say, okay, that's making drive rush the way it should be. Because players that make mistakes are going to get countered. Players that are playing properly are going to elevate and beat the competition. They're going to land way harder combos. You know, high damaging combos. And that's the way it should be. And it's sad because a lot of what I don't know who's making this game, if it's Capcom USA. If it is, I'm like embarrassed to even say that a United States company makes it. But to me, it seems like this is Japanese made, because the reason I say that is because ever since the very beginning in Street Fighter 1 and Street Fighter 2, this game has made little to no sense and had little to no options. It like literally never had an overhead until Street Fighter fucking 3. I mean, it had overheads, but not overheads that you could really do anything with it. You know what I'm saying? Like characters in Super Turbo and shit, they finally had overheads, but like, okay, you can't really do nothing with it. You land an overhead, all right, congratulations. Where's the incentive? Where's the high damage after that? It's just a fucking overhead. And it doesn't even do that much damage. So like, I'd rather take an overhead than a fucking crouching medium kick, fucking hard punch fireball in Super Turbo. So like, congratulations, you caught me with an overhead, but I'd rather take that than a fucking a combo that takes 30-40% of my health and damn near stuns me, than a fucking overhead that can't be comboed into anything else. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing, man. I'm trying to make a room. It's like so fucking complicated, though. Alright, I don't have any invitations, obviously. I don't know how to start a room, man. I don't even know, man. I'm trying to start a lobby. I'm trying to find... Casual match. Yeah, like I said, if it's any tip... If that player had to actually be good, don't get me wrong, the combos he was landing, like, that's not easy to do. The EX lariat into the air command grab, that's not easy to do. I know, I tried to do it, I don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if he's with, like, what I'm saying is, like, if he goes for a low attack, crouching medium kick or crouching hard kick, you could basically just get a free drive impact combo off of that. Because Zangief cannot drive impact any of that. He can't even drive impact his crouching light kick. But the problem with that is that, you know what I'm saying? He could combo into crouching jab, and that can combo into high damaging stuff. So, it could combo right into level 1 and into, level 2. Or level 1 into air command grab, or level 1 into, a whole lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like, the point I'm trying to make is that Street Fighter has already properly designed command grab characters like Ibuki and Oro, where they actually have to land a crouching standing medium kick, to land their overhead. I mean, to land their command grab. And that's exactly how Zangief should be. That's exactly how he should be with his super command grab. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly how Monat players should be. And Laura players should be. You know what I'm saying? That's the way the game should be. The problem is Capcom's too lazy to just change some of the animations, and make it work somehow. Because what players want to see is a fair game. You know what I'm saying? Where players can see who the best is. Like, okay, each character does what they do. Okay, Zangief wins. Like, I don't consider Zangief wins real wins anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't consider any command grab character real wins anyway. Because they're not having to truly play the way a player should. They really aren't. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to be playing this shit right now. No one even plays this at, like, prime time. There's nobody. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to... I had to get it off my chest because... I had to get it off my chest because like it was on my mind, and like I was thinking, oh, okay, when I play Zangief players, I'm just gonna try to stay outside of their, you know, that's the mindset I have, is just stay outside of their, like within like crouch and medium kick range, and then basically drive impact them if they try to do low medium kick, because what they're gonna see is that they're gonna see that you're stand blocking, and basically you could block everything he does, his overhead. You could basically block anything he does except for that low attack. If he goes for a low attack at that crouching medium kick range, you could basically drive impact and get a free combo. And if you're playing the matchup properly, he can't get past that crouching medium kick range. That's what makes him such a bad character. If you're playing the right way, he cannot get past crouching medium kick range. Especially against some of the top tier characters like Ryu and Ken that can actually drive impact their crouching medium kick or lead into like real high damaging combos off their crouching medium kick. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to stream for much longer because I just really wanted to get that information off my chest. But I don't want to play ranked right now. I'm just not mentally in the zone to play Street Fighter. Because Street Fighter is like one of the hardest fighting games of all time. And I think that's part of what it makes people play it over and over again, is to prove that they can do it. But it's like, it doesn't have to be so like outrageous, you know. I try my best to fix what I see as a big fucking problem in the game. And like I said with Mortal Kombat, zoning is a big problem in Street Fighter. Ryu should not be able to do his quarter circle back punch or his quarter circle forward punch and get away with like little slaps, you know, as counter attacks. Like if he goes for crouching medium kick fireball and I block that, I should be able to go for hard punch combo right there. Hard punch, hard kick combo starter right there. Easily. No questions asked. You would have to be a fucking brain dead idiot, you know, to not be able to land it. That's how much time they should give you. And those are easy fixes that Capcom could do. Still haven't done it. You know, does Ken really need to have additional pressure after trying to do his Dragon Lash or whatever the hell that move's called? That forward, you know, DP motion with kick? Hard kick? Hard kick leaves him plus on block? So plus that he can start doing jab pressure or grab pressure? That's what's wrong with the game. I'm cool with him having the move. I'm cool with after you block it, he's safe on block. Because the move does take a while to get there. I'm cool with that. But I'm not cool with him being able to pressure you after that. It should go right back to neutral. In fact, it should push you slightly outside of grab range. That way he doesn't get a free grab setup after it. You know, the Jinrai kicks that he does, he should have to combo that. He has options after that. He could do a hard knockdown with the overhead. You know, he could do a combo extender, which was probably what most players would do, or he could go with the low hard knockdown sweep. I don't know. The way it currently is right now is real unfair. You know what I'm saying? I personally think it's unfair. It's really the only reason a lot of Ken players are winning is because of Jinrai kick. Like, I played a lot of Ken players. There was probably only one Ken player that actually impressed me, where I was like, okay, this guy's actually good. But, like, I still felt like without Jinrai kicks, he would have never fucking had a chance to win at all. Like, Ken is not a bad player without the Jinrai kick bullshit. Like, his crouching medium kick into fucking high damage still works. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, Capcom USA with Blanca and E Honda, when you block their headbutt and their Blanca ball, they get pushed back too far, man. You're making it like too hard and too unenjoyable. Like, what do you think beginner players are gonna do? Like, you get what I'm saying? I'm a long-time player, and I'm telling you how it sucks and how it's whack. What do you think beginner players are doing when they play this? Like, Capcom Japan, if they're sending you Street Fighter 6, if they're sending you Street Fighter 5, what they're doing is preparing you for failure. What they're doing is sending you games that are gonna you're gonna lose your fan base. And if you're trying to run a business, you're a bunch of fucking idiots for allowing them to do that. Because if I were you, I would take the classic game that they've already designed and retweak it, fix it, and make it make more sense so that players go, okay, it makes more sense. I could play it, I could understand it. This makes a lot more sense. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else to say about it, you know? I don't know what else to say about it. The game sucks. In a lot of areas, it sucks, and that's why players aren't playing this game that much. If I go to Mortal Kombat 1 right now, I guarantee you there's people playing it. And that game has a lot of shit that I disagree with too. It has the same command grab bullshit that Street Fighter 6 has. It has the same zoning issues that Street Fighter 6 has, probably even worse than Street Fighter. It's 10 times worse than Street Fighter. The zoning in Mortal Kombat is 10 times worse than Street Fighter. And I thought I'd never say that. Because Mortal Kombat, from what I saw, always tried to make their game make way more sense than Street Fighter. And then they completely went against that in Mortal Kombat 1. Like, they almost perfected the 2D fighter in Mortal Kombat 11. With the exception of like 2 characters in the game that had cheap command grab setups. Rambo was one of them, Raiden was the other. Every other character that had a command grab, if you did not combo that command grab, it would miss entirely and you would get a free counter. For whatever reason, for Rambo and Raiden, they did not do it. I don't know why, but those were the only flaws that I saw with the perfection that Mortal Kombat 11 was. If Capcom USA was smart, they would take a lot of what Mortal Kombat 11 was doing right. Whereas, like, you get that little freeze frame when you counter hit someone with a Blanca ball, and it freezes you there, where you just see Blanca in a still freeze frame, like hitting his opponent, and then after that gives you the additional time you need so that you can add the counter recovery time, so I can land a hard punch uppercut. You know, each move has a reason, a special move that has a reason. He has his Blanca rainbow ball that's supposed to go over projectiles. You know what I'm saying? He has his slide that goes, you know, that's all stuff that like kind of makes sense, you know? You know, I'm not saying that he can't do a rainbow ball and catch someone off guard and counter them. But if they block it, I don't think they should be, you know, they should be countering the opponent. You know, I guess the way they look at it is like, the good design is that, like, if you see rainbow ball coming from Blanca, you should already be anti-airing it. And if you don't anti-air it and you have to block that, they get free pressure. But in my opinion, I don't mind them getting free pressure, but I don't like that you get put within that danger zone where it's like crouching light kick pressure, crouching jab pressure, or it's a low pressure which beats grab, or a grab pressure that beats low. Because that's basically the scenario they give you in that situation. The low attack beats the grab, and the grab attack beats the low. So you're put in a coin toss when the game does not have to be like that. I blocked the rainbow ball. Okay, he's safe on block. He can even act first. He can steal my turn because I did not anti-air him properly. That makes perfect sense to me as a long-time fighting game player. But should I be immediately in the danger zone? No, I think I should be put like within that crouching medium kick range. So I'm outside of the grab range. It's still his turn, but he's like within that crouching medium kick range. Now he can crouch a medium kick and you know, see where the game goes after that. He can move in a little closer and try to maybe pressure me with a low. You know, I think by then I could have maybe walked away a little way out of that. You know what I'm saying? Same thing like with Sean. Sean in Third Strike, his EX quarter circle forward kick, his EX would go through zoners like Ryu, which normally like you were probably better off doing a quarter circle back light punch and rolling under it, building meter at max distance. That way you could build meter and get closer to pressure Ryu to get him to stop throwing fireballs, which is what you want. Which is what you want as a Sean player, because he just can't outzone Ryu's fireball. He has to go over it, or he has to go under it. Those are the only proper ways to deal with zoning in Street Fighter, unfortunately. If you jump at the right time, you'll get a full combo. If you do quarter circle forward light punch, you'll roll under it, build a little meter, you'll avoid the projectile, and now Ryu gets put in a guessing game, because if he throws a fireball, now you're within combo range that you could jump it properly and counter him with a full combo. Or if he throws another fireball, I could do another light punch, you know what I'm saying? And get even closer. I could parry. You know, there's a lot of things I could do there. After that full screen range that you do that light punch, quarter circle punch, you know, you might not want to do it a second time, because you could probably be in a counter state if you try to do it a second time. So you might want to parry in that situation instead. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't want to sit here and like, oh, I'm just trying to make Capcom USA look bad. I'm trying to make Capcom Japan look bad. No. It's the contrary. I'm trying to help the company out because I love the game so much that I'm trying to give my input and my insight as a longtime fighting game fan and player for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Like, ever since I was a kid, I was a fan of this stuff. I've always been a fan, and I've never stopped. Have I missed a few titles here and there? Yeah. I'm not going to deny that. You know, especially with Mortal Kombat and Tekken, which I regret, because Mortal Kombat and Tekken are phenomenal franchises. You know, the day that Mortal Kombat WB Games releases the Mortal Kombat collection that has, like, you know, all the arcade Mortal Kombats, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, you know, all the PlayStation 2 Mortal Kombats, Armageddon, Deception, Deadly Alliance, in one collection with online play, I buy it day one for PlayStation 5, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? As an added bonus, I hope they even include Shaolin Monks and Sub-Zero Mythologies, which I consider to be the best platformer of all time. I don't care what anyone says. As a little kid playing that game, I was completely in love with that game. I was in love with the cutscenes. I was in love with, like, you know, the whole story, how Quan Chi is, like, tricking Sub-Zero into doing all this messed up shit. You know what I'm saying? And then he feels bad for it later on because, like, he realizes that, you know, Scorpion never even had nothing to do with all that. He was misled, and he went with that information thinking he did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I love the franchise. I'm not gonna lie. I care so much that I'm willing to say the shit that I say. I'm gonna call the developers wrong and going too far. You know what I'm saying? I finally found my counter to the zoning in Mortal Kombat 1. I think the zoning is a big problem, but do what I did. Once I changed to Frost cameo, forward R1 cameo, forward cameo, if you time it right, beats any full screen projectile in the game, and you get a full combo. Do what I did, man. Once I changed the Frost cameo, I have been winning way more in Mortal Kombat 1. When I was using Cyrax assist, I was getting some wins, but I was losing a lot of heartbreaker wins. Like, where I would be standing there toe to toe until the third round, and then they land like one combo on me and win the fucking round. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, the cameo helicopter, it misses way too much. The hitbox for that has to be a little bit bigger, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I did like about the older Street Fighter games, and it's still in Street Fighter 6 now, is that EX special moves is when you press 2 punch button or 2 kick buttons together at the same time before you do the special move input. You do it with 2 punch or 2 kick. You get a stronger special move, right? In the older Street Fighter games like Super Turbo and Hyper Fighting and Third Strike, well, in Third Strike is when they first started making that a reality, where EX special moves beat like low pressure attacks. Like let's say you're first getting up off the ground, and you see a player's about to go for a crouching light kick pressure on Ryu, for example. I'm a Ryu main and a Ken main. I mainly Ryu in Third Strike, and Sean and Elena. I was the best Elena player, best Sean player, and best Ryu player on Third Strike. Best Ken, I would say probably the best Ken player on Third Strike, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. There was not one Ken player on Third Strike that could go toe to toe with me. No one. Actually, no, there was one. But I beat him more than he beat me. And he was a top 5. I believe he was number 2 at the time or number 1 at the time. And I wiped my ass with him a few times. But to make a long story short, in Third Strike, if I try to catch you with low crouching light kick pressure, right, and you try to go for the Dragon Punch, it's not gonna work unless you go for an EX Dragon Punch. The meter EX Dragon Punch is going to go through crouching light kick, which is like quite essentially the strongest tool in Third Strike. Why do I say it's the strongest tool in Third Strike? Because what I'm saying with crouching light kick is the only true low attack in Third Strike. I can high parry, crouching jab, and crouching medium punch. Why does that matter? Why is that important to know that? There's a philosophy behind the game that a lot of people are really misunderstanding and not really getting a full grasp on it. Is that I can stand parry. If they attack, I can stand parry basically 99% of what they do. 98% of what they do, right? If they try to grab me, I could break it. Let's say they try to grab me and let's say I'm preparing to parry, I can even throw a parry out. He tries to grab me, I can still break the grab. Why can I break the grab? Because parry has no startup animation. Parry instantly parries on frame 1. The literally first frame of animation that you landed, it worked. There's no startup animation for that. It's not like Ryu in Street Fighter V or Akuma in Street Fighter V that there's a startup animation for that. It just happens. So that's why parrying is so good in Third Strike. So the reason I say why is that crouching light kick so important in high level Third Strike? Because the crouching light kick combo into Super, which not every character has. There's a lot of characters in Third Strike that do not have it, like Justin Wong, the legendary Justin Wong, who uses Chun-Li. He cannot do crouching light kick into Super R2, which is the main reason why he does not wipe his ass with almost every single player that plays Third Strike. The reason why his matches take so long is because he cannot do the typical low combo starter that beats basically the strongest tool in Third Strike. Why is it the strongest tool in Third Strike? Because parry, you can parry. And guess what is the only thing that can beat parry? Grab. And what is the only thing that can beat grab? Crouching light kick. Any low attack will beat grab. Why do I say that? Because you cannot grab and low block at the same time. To break a grab, you have to stand in Street Fighter. To break a grab in Street Fighter, you have to be standing. If you're crouching and they grab you and you try to grab while you're holding down back, you're going to get grabbed. Because you cannot break a grab when you're crouch blocking. So what happens as a high level player? You have to guess. Not guess. You have to know. Are they crouching right now? Can they do a low attack on me? Or can they catch me with a grab right now? Because for them to grab me, they also have to be standing. But that's the difficulty. A lot of high level players, they'll stand. What they'll do is they'll stand right next to you to get you to stand and grab. And they'll do it in a way that'll make you think stand and grab, and then they'll go crouch light kick into super and beat you with a combo. Or they'll sit crouch blocking when you're about to get up. They'll sit crouch blocking, and then out of nowhere they do universal overhead into super. And universal overhead is safe on block, from what I understand. I believe it's not safe on parry, but I believe it is safe on block. You can counter it before it does hit, though. If you see the start, which I disagree with, though, to a certain extent. Like, there's a certain point in the animation where I feel like you can no longer stand jab it. I feel like I've seen people go for universal overhead, and I've done stand jab, and it's beaten it clearly, even though it should, in my opinion, it should not have beaten it. And that's what I'm saying. Street Fighter 6 shares a lot of the similarities that Third Strike has. In fact, damn near all of them. Parry is a big part of Street Fighter 6. In fact, it's so good that you don't even have to block left or right or down back or down right or down left to block low, or back or left or right to block high. All you have to do is hold parry. It doesn't matter. You could literally parry everything I try to hit you with, except for grab. If I try to jab you 100 times in a row, it'll only drain your meter. It will not take any of your health bar. So another tip I say for players in Street Fighter 6 is if you have already committed to parry, just continue holding it. Just continue holding it and take the grab. If they don't decide to grab you, eventually they're going to be pushed further away from you. Let go when they're pushed further away from you. Because if you let go when they're close range, the recovery of the parry is now in a counter state. You know what I'm saying? Because I caught a player with a crouching hard punch at the end of his parry recovery, and it put him in a counter state. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Street Fighter 6 and Third Strike is my favorite Street Fighter of all time. I love the animations way more than I probably like Street Fighter 6. I'm not gonna lie. I still think Third Strike is the best Street Fighter of all time. You know what I'm saying? I love the combo system of Street Fighter 4. I say it 100,000 times. I love the graphics of Street Fighter 5. You know what I'm saying? I like the roster of Street Fighter 5. Probably, I thought it was the best roster like that they probably ever had. You know, like I said, there's a lot of characters that have this issue. Like Kage and Evil Ryu, they have that issue where it's like they do the overhead axe kick, half circle forward kick. I don't know if it's half circle forward or just quarter circle forward kick now. That it even hits as an overhead. I don't know if I agree with it honestly being an overhead. I'll accept it, but what I do not accept is that there's like two different versions. The one that starts up way later, you cannot counter him. No, there's one that starts up real fast that you have to jab him after you block it. And then he has one that starts up real slow, I think it's heavy kick, that you have to jab before he gets to you block it, because if you do it after, you'll get countered because now it's his turn all over again. And that's the kind of game development that I think ruins the entire franchise. A player should be good enough to capitalize on his offensive momentum regardless of the situation that he's given. If he's at that heavy kick, hard punch, heavy kick, axe kick range that he goes half circle forward, E-axe kick, and it ground bounces him and he gets additional damage, I am 100% cool with that. If I lose to a player that's good like that, I'm cool with that. What I can't stand is losing to fake Ryu players that do like stand jab into like quarter circle back light punch and then they get another turn after that. I am not cool with that. That's the kind of game development that, in my opinion, if it's able to get me to disagree with it, imagine what it's doing to a day one player. Like, it literally forces you to perfect parry that to get out of it. Like, that's crazy. Perfect parry? You know how hard it is to perfect parry? I mean, it's not as hard as third strike, or it's not even as... Parrying in Street Fighter 6 is way easier because it's not as risky. You know what I'm saying? It's really not as risky. Because just by holding parry, I basically block everything except... I parry everything except for a grab. I parry supers, I parry whatever the hell I want. Right? But in third strike, I actually had to be legitimate enough to decide, is it a high attack or a low attack? And the parry for that in third strike is completely different. It's way harder. You give up your defense entirely, and high parry is different than low parry. I don't necessarily agree with red parry. I think that's going too far. I think either you parried or you did not parry. You know what I mean? I don't think they needed to add a red parry that you could do in between blocking, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I don't know what else to say about it. You know, I really hope Capcom USA wisens up and changes it a little bit to make it a little bit more fair for the fans. You know what I'm saying? On training stage, I would like to see that they change it so that Ryu cannot wear his all-white outfit. Jury and Manat cannot wear their bright yellow outfit or all white outfit, or, you know, I wish they would make like characters like Cammy a little bit wider. You know, I wish they made Manat a little bit wider. She looks like a fucking crackhead on the screen. I would love to see the projectiles a little bit more noticeable as well. Like Jury's projectile on training stage is very hard to see that. And it's really not fair to me, like, as a fan. Like, it should be I think it should be way bigger and like purple, or like maybe it could even change colors depending on what stage it's actually on. If it's on a white stage, I don't mind it being a black projectile. Like, Ryu's projectiles are kind of hard to see on training stage. And it's sad. Like, I wish Capcom put the kind of attention to detail where on training stage, maybe I could even choose the color of my opponent's projectile in the settings, where I could choose an all black projectile. That way on training stage, that's easy as hell to see that. You know, does it really matter what color it is? The move doesn't really change other than the color. I should be able to choose exactly what outfit Ryu wears on the stage that I'm playing on. I mean, it should automatically happen. You know, they should develop the game where it automatically happens. I think they should do that in Mortal Kombat as well. There's tons of times where players are using white costumes on, like, Cage Mansion stage, and they blend in with the white part of the stage. And I'm getting caught with, like, a coin toss combo string that could go high or low, and I'm like struggling to figure out which one it is because I just can't see him that good on that fucking stage, and it's not fair. And like, am I wrong for saying it as a fan that wants the game to be a better experience for all the fans out there? You know what I'm saying? That you guys have collected millions of dollars from these people, and now you can't spend, you know, pay these talented developers to tweak the game a little bit more? In fact, I think the talented developers do it on purpose because they know they're the only people that really know how to do this kind of shit. So they're like, okay, we're going to make it fucked up on purpose, and then we'll wait for the board of directors and the CEOs and shit to complain to us, and we'll go, okay, we'll fix it, but it's going to cost another $100,000. And they have to sit there and suck their fucking thumb and pretend that they're not pissed off at the shit, and they have to pay the shit, or they have to be cheap and go, you know what, we don't give a fuck, we got our money already, which is what I think is happening. That the investors, we don't give a fuck, we got our money, we don't care if we're not gonna fix shit because we don't want to spend no more money on these fucking idiots that know how to make the game. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, there is a philosophy and a logic to Street Fighter. That's why Justin Wong was losing to Daigo Umehara in Third Strike when he was playing against his Ken, because he was low blocking everything. And Daigo's such a smart player that he was adapting. He was going, oh, this guy just wants to low block everything, I'll grab him. Justin Wong in his head was going, I was breaking the grab. No, you were not. No, you were not. Because by breaking the grab, you have to be standing. You have to stand to break the grab. That's why he was beating you with that shit. And that's why you hopped out of the corner and ran away. Because you could not deal with it. You could not deal with it. And for good reason. He did the right thing. As a Chun-Li player, he did the right thing. You want to know why he did the right thing? Because Ken is far better than Chun-Li in Third Strike. What Justin Wong was doing to the best Japanese Ken player was incredible. I'm talking a lot of shit right now, but what he did to the best Japanese Ken player was incredible. He did lose the match, but what he was doing to him in the first game was fucking phenomenal. He was outplaying the best Japanese Ken player and making him look silly. And he honestly would have won that match and probably eliminated him from the tournament had he not tried to get fancy. But what he thought was, he thought in his head, there's no way that this guy can block all my shit. He cannot parry all this shit, and I'm going to win the fucking match right now. And he underestimated how good and how much practice these Japanese players really put into fighting games. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm a big fan. I'm a competitive guy. I don't like losing. As you can see when you watch my stream, I do not fucking like losing to anybody. I don't even play Zangief. You saw how he was getting me when he was beating me with Zangief. But that's because he did land a few combos on me. I'm cool with that. You know, and realistically, if the game was the way it should be, he would have even landed that on me. And I'm cool with that. I don't know if I agree with like Larry into level 3, but I'll accept that. I'll accept that. I don't mind losing to a guy that caught me with Lariat and then comboed into level 3 super. I can accept that as a man. But I just don't like when he just catches me with like drive impact level 3. Like that's not the way it should be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else to say about it. I think the game. I think special moves should be like a combo ender. You know, I think that's the proper way to make Street Fighter. That's the proper way to make Marvel vs. Capcom. If you're not designing it that way, then you're not designing the game the right way. I understand there's special moves that look like they're coming from a mile away. I can understand those. Those obviously have to be safe on block. You know what I'm saying? Those obviously have to be safe on block. I mean, it makes a little bit of sense. You know, it makes a lot of sense. Like, I prefer Street Fighter when the original motions in Street Fighter 2, it makes a lot of sense. The original development choices in Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo made a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? To do a double quarter circle forward before you press punch to do a super with Ryu takes a lot of time. So what does that mean? Why do I say that? It makes a lot of sense. If you use it properly and you combo with it, which is real hard to do in Super Turbo. Way too hard. It should be way easier, I think. I say that for Ultra Street Fighter 2. It should be way easier to land that. Like, as a player, I should be able to land overhead. First of all, every character in Ultra Street Fighter 2 should have a legitimate overhead. Like, even Zangief. You know what I'm saying? Like, Zangief's little hop forward hard kick or whatever the hell he does, that, like, hops him forward, that should be his overhead or some shit. I don't know what the fuck it would be. You know, I don't think it could be Green Hand. That would be too good. You know, I wish they would release Ultra Street Fighter 2 on PlayStation. Why does it have to be stranded on Nintendo? Like, that's dope that they added more characters to Super Turbo. I disagree with the throw break. That should not be in it. Throw break should not be in Super Turbo. I mean, throw escape should not be in Super Turbo. Throw break should be in You know what? You know what? You should not even be able to break a throw in Super Turbo, to be honest. If you got caught with a throw, let me tell you something. You're not playing the game right. As far as I'm concerned, that's good logic right there. If you was playing a little bit better, you would have got your shit off. As far as I'm concerned. Why does it have to be stranded on Nintendo? Why does Tatsunoko vs. Capcom have to be stranded on Nintendo? These are phenomenal games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still believe with all my heart that if you were to re-release Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, you would have a lot of support from the fans that you have. If you were to re-release Ultra Street Fighter 2 on PlayStation 5 and Series X, you would get a lot of support from your fans. The problem is, you guys don't continue to tweak the game and update it. Like, you just kind of release it and you're like, okay, we're done. Like, you guys have made billions of dollars off of Street Fighter. Like, Street Fighter was your first big successful game, probably besides, like, you know, I don't even know if Mega Man was really that big of a success, to be honest, because it seems like you forget all about Mega Man. Like, it literally took you damn near 20 years to do another Mega Man game. So in my opinion, I'm thinking that the game kind of, like, no one likes the shit. But, like, people do still to this day like Ultra Street Fighter 2. I thought HD Remix was better because you could not throw escape, I mean. You could not break a throw. In Ultra Street Fighter 2, you could break throws now. Like, you could escape throws now. That's so stupid to me. Especially against a character like Dhalsim, because Dhalsim being able to escape a throw, you know, it's crazy to me, because without that, like, you cannot beat the fucking character. Without being able to... That was my whole fucking strategy. You guys literally took away my only strategy to beat the character. Like, what else are you supposed to do to a guy that can punch you across the fucking screen? You hop in the air, he kicks you out of the air. He does back medium punch or whatever the fuck. You stay on the ground, he hits you with the hard punch. You can't walk forward, and then you can't jump in the fucking air. So what the fuck? Yo, that's why I'm happy with... I play Ryu in Super Turbo, so Dhalsim, he can't even throw fireballs at Ryu. A smart Dhalsim player can't even throw fireballs at a Ryu player. Because that's a full screen counter. That's a full screen counter that a arrogant I wouldn't even say arrogant, but amazing Japanese player like Daigo Mahara, he's gonna laugh at you after he lands that shit. I've seen him do it. I've seen him do it. I've seen him do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like playing ranked right now, man. I don't feel like nah, hell no. Like I said, I'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a huge fan. I have not been playing enough Tekken. They overcomplicated Tekken yet again in Tekken 8 with this heat engagers bullshit. Now I gotta study up on the fucking fighting game. I mean, Doug, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Tekken is perfectly fine without the super, without the rage art. Tekken is perfectly fine without rage art. They should save rage art as something that you could do after the match is already over, like Mortal Kombat. Because I swear to God, the game without it is a perfect 10 out of 10. I swear to God, Tekken is a perfect 10 out of 10. The only thing I would change in Tekken is low parry. The reason I say I would change low parry is because a lot of the high-level players in Tekken, they just stand block. You want to know why it sucks that they stand block? As a longtime fighting game fan, you don't get that much additional damage with low attacks in Tekken. So like any low attack that you land, with the exception of like Kazuya Hell Sweep, does not really lead to that much additional damage after it. This is why people consider Kazuya and Jin and characters like Devil Jin to be some of the best characters in the entire game. Why do I say that? Because when characters are stand blocking and you catch them with a move that counters them low, puts them in a combo state, in a juggle state, there's only a few characters that, like Paul Phoenix, for example, can do it as well. This is another reason why, and I was right, no one believed me though. I said Paul Phoenix is one of the best characters in this game. If hands down, probably the only character besides Kazuya that is not a Mishima character, Heihachi, Kazuya, or Jin, or whatever any other characters. What's her name? The female one, and the new bitch that's now out in Arena or whatever, and then the other bitch that's like Kazuya's daughter or cousin of, I don't know who that other bitch is. You know who I'm talking about. The Kazuya bitch. Don't get me wrong. The reason I say that is because if you stand block, right? You can basically block everything. No, I'm wrong for saying that. Because if you do go for low parry and they hit you with a mid or a high, you're going to lose to low parry. Low parry is going to lose to that. So I'm wrong for saying that. But that is a strong weapon. It's not a strong weapon. It's a strong tool that they use, though. The reason I say that is because a lot of the times you see when the combo is coming, a low attack is coming at you. Because when they're stand blocking, they know that the opponent is going to go low. So what do? They stand block, and then they stand block basically everything in the game, and then they try to low parry anything like a low sweep, and then they get a full combo out of that. So it's a real high level strategy. So a good way to break that is to pretend to go low by crouching low and then hitting them with a high. Because they're going to think low parry, and that mid and that high attack is going to break their high parry and put them into a combo state. But what I'm saying, it is still a real effective strategy at the highest level in Tekken because the best players out there, they know what attacks to low parry and what attacks to just block high. Because basically almost all the attacks that lead to high damage and combos start as a mid or a high. And correct me if I'm wrong for saying that, but I feel that as a high level martial law player that I am right about that. I've played some of the best players in Tekken, and I know I'm right about that. I played an amazing Bob player. I've played an amazing every character you could think of. Maybe not every single one, but you know, I've played some amazing players on here. You know, I still think I was like, if I was doing DSS with martial law back then, or forest law, whatever they call them now, if I was doing DSS back then, I would have won a lot more matches. You know what I'm saying? But I promise that I'm gonna start getting into Tekken way more soon. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna end the stream there. I basically said everything I have to say about it. But you know, yeah, there is a philosophy and a strategy to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. Like a lot of beginner players and intermediate players, they think they understand the game. Like I did. Like when I first thought I was the best player in the world. You know, I ran into a player that knew the game a little bit more than me, and he showed me otherwise. That happens to all of us when we're starting out. You know what I'm saying? But I was just quick to evolve and quick to adapt and get better and better. But like, you know what I'm saying? I'm nowhere near as good as I was when I was dominating in Third Strike. Like any player that was playing Third Strike Online Edition on Xbox or PlayStation knows that I'll clearly tell them my gamer tag and they know all about me. I may have not been in the top 10 ranking for that, for HD Remix, even though I should have been. In Third Strike, even though I should have been. In Hyper Fighting, even though I should have been. But I was still dominating and beating top 10 players all the time. Believe me, I know, because I would always constantly check. Not only to see where I was at, but to see where all these other players were at. So I'm going to end the video there. I appreciate if you guys are watching, though. Thank you so much.